Net for service.
That's what we'll see a lot of this evening. Big first serve and short replies that he can win quick points with. That second serve, Jim, just at 166, but did you see the height and jump that it got?
Yeah, and again, he can hit it so short in the court as well and get it to jump out of the strike zone of his opponents.
Oh, massive first service game for Hurkacz and Poland. Off to a flyer.
Let's take a look at it here.
Even to the ball bounce, the timing of it.
Doesn't have the one-hander on the backhand, but look at this serve again. All the mannerisms, everything, where the racket comes up languidly and the knee bend, everything about it for me. Even the height he gets on as he jumps up. It is a facsimile of Federer. I stole that line from Fitzy. He was telling me facsimile of Federer. Sorry, Fitzy, I had to steal your thunder there. It was too good not to.
You give me way too much credit. Am I wrong, or does he
yes.
look a little bit like Roger?
Wait,
well,
you asked if you were wrong. I just, yeah. But he's got the headband, right? Gives it a similar vibe, but yeah, there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, his profile is pretty similar. Roger's probably sitting at home listening, and he's just turned the volume down.
I mean, he's conquered his fear of ink in a way that Federer never did on his arms. But even the way he pumps his racket after he wins a point is like Federer.
Certainly a bit of art there, isn't there?
Not sure it's necessarily a relaxing sort of comparison for him, though. A lot to live up to.
Important for him to stay close, given how well Hurkacz started off serving. So a chance to level things early on for Thiago. Yeah, the forehand even looks like Rogers. Two-handed backhand does not, but I imagine we can see pretty clearly what posters he had on his bedroom when he was a child.
I just think it'd be funny if you asked him after the match, Jim, who his hero was, and he said Rafa.
Well, that is what it says in the ATP guide, just so you know, but I'm pretty sure he's teasing. He says his tennis idol growing up was Nadal, and his favorite book is Rafa, literally. But anyway, he's got a problem here, and not the questions you're going to throw at him after the match. It's a break point for Hurkacz.
That's an early let off.
Yes.
The forehand was a little loose yesterday against Davidovich Fokina, and I'm sure Craig Boyton would have watched that match and studied where the errors were coming from.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have the height and spin of the Federer forehand, that genius of a forehand that he had.
And that one is long as well off the forehand, and there's the early break to Poland. That makes it tough, doesn't it, Fitzy?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in risk for reward in this sport. You know, it helps with the percentages, and he was taking too much risk there from too deep in the court for not enough reward, and came up with a few just simple errors. That was the difference.
You're under so much pressure when you play somebody like Hurkacz who serves like this, aren't you? Especially if you don't have a big serve, because you know you've got to hang on to it. And he's lost his first serve there, but it was a long game, and then all of a sudden you hear this could be another minute, and it's passed. And gee, that makes it tough when you're out in the court.
A couple errant forehands from Hurkacz offers up an opportunity. Fuge looking to get back on serve here. Could use another second serve to work with. He's going to get one.
Well done. This is a good bounce back. Gives himself 2 break point opportunities to get it level again.
15-14. 13-14.
Snuffs out the first one with a monster serve there. 223, almost 140 miles an hour.
He's got a chance there with the second serve. Now that's wild, and he gives up the break, and Seyboth is back on serve. Hurkacz for Team Poland, 2-1.
Team Poland leads 2-1.
Outra coisa, sempre quando você joga com um pouquinho mais de velocidade pelo seu back, entendeu? Sim. Joga um pouco mais rápido, assim, né? Sim. Não fica deixando o back frouxo. Lembra isso? Pisa com a perna firme. Caiu muito pouco. Se sair, saiu. Foda-se. A bola era perfeita. Foi firme no meio, a bola fez isso aqui. Sair, saiu. Para cima da direita. Sair, saiu. E inspiração, sem ocupação. Jogar com velocidade, né? Tua velocidade média de direita é que tem que mandar no jogo. Entendeu? Velocidade média de direita, respirando, consciente do que você está fazendo. Consciente como que você está fazendo. Né? Focar nas suas coisas. Focar no que cabe a você. Nada mais disso. Você que joga aí, tá? Jogar profundo e quando puder mexer com a direita pro lado.
Não ainda tão forte o primeiro, mas ele bateu com a bola aqui. Ele errou duas evoluções ali que eu fui segundo.
Exatamente, segundo saque na vantagem, principalmente é corpo direito. Sacou todos no back dele, jogou rápido a evolução.
Ah, tu fez assim, eu achei que era saca fechada.
O quê?
Tu fez assim uma hora. Eu achei que era pra sacar fechada, é corpo direito. Tá. Obrigado, Guilherme. Na próxima.
Vamos, hein?
Boa atitude, cara. Muito boa atitude.
Vamos, respirando.
Seyboth coming out to serve. Trying to hold for the first time. Very good effort. He was pretty pumped with himself to get the break back. He does tend to get a little distracted easily, I must admit. He did that in the opening match also. A few latecomers into their seats here. Still finding his range off the ground, Hurkacz, Jim.
Yeah, he's made 3 unforced errors off the forehand wing in the prior service game to offer up the break back. Another one there. That's the backhand's the far more reliable wing for the Polish player. His forehand can falter at times, and we saw that on display at the United Cup here last year. A lot of tight matches where his forehand faltered in tiebreakers. So if you are Thiago, that's the side you do want to tempt Hurkacz to go for. Offer up some forehands, see if you can get him to keep missing.
14-15.
Well, just dropped in at the last moment. Seyboth thought that was going long, let it go. And it's 40-30. Automated line calls here, so if you don't hear an out call, there's nothing to do but to move on to the next point. No challenges anymore.
So first hold to serve for Team Brazil. And we're all tied up at 2-all. And interesting in that last changeover, Jim, he's got a weapon of a serve, 220, 220 plus sometimes. And the officials were out to do some repair work because this one went straight into the camera and just needed a bit of reinforcing, which they did during that break, just to set it back up again. There we go, all fixed.
Matt for service.
That's where you've got to be careful with Thiago. That's where he's good. If he can get around to use his forehand, he's very dangerous. Running onto his forehand out wide is where you'll draw the errors. But he likes to be moving this way. You can see once he gets into this position, that's his strike zone, and you need to be careful. Had a big victory, didn't he, at Roland Garros, the opening round of 2023 over Daniil Medvedev. Just when we thought Danila got comfortable on the clay too. Looked like he was going to have a good run.
Italian Open champion a week prior. Medvedev, noted hard court specialist. He'll let you know that. Surprised he hasn't made T-shirts for that so far. But he had a great run in Rome, and Thiago put a quick end to it in Paris in the opening round. It's a pretty impressive story, really, of how he made his move last year. This is a guy, this time last year, Seyboth was playing challengers. He wasn't even direct entries. He was in the qualifying for challengers that have less prize money than he'll get if he loses in the first round of the Australian Open in total. Talking about tournaments with 50,000 US, 70,000 US total purse for 32 players and 32 doubles players as well.
Hurkacz just getting caught a little flat-footed at times. That one there, the ball back at him quickly. No adjusting steps.
Todd, I'm also surprised at how flat his trajectory is. I knew he was flat-ish, but not this flat. He's barely hitting the ball over the net with these forehands and backhands, and gravity's struggling to bring it into the court sometimes. With no spin.
Good dig on the low forehand volley. And Hurkacz holds, and Team Poland are ahead in this opening set, 3-2.
Team Poland leads 3-2.
Well, the players that have been here for a number of days have made a journey over to this wonderful little island just off the coast of Perth. It's Rottnest Island. Novak Djokovic there yesterday, sunning himself and having a bit of a swim. Just 19 kilometres off the coast. They took a nice helicopter ride there, but ferries travel there regularly throughout the day. There are 63 beautiful bays for swimming and snorkeling, and of course there's some very famous quokka selfies that are going around. It's 11 kilometres long, 4.5 kilometres wide, and a wonderful day trip just off the coast of Perth.
Team USA hopped on the chopper today to do that as well. Left at 8 o'clock this morning, back here on the mainland by 10. So a quick jump over by chopper. But they certainly enjoyed themselves, got to see the sights, and they'll settle in for the competition starting tomorrow. Defending champions here, the United Cup, Jessica Pegula and Taylor Fritz, a big part of that success last year. They're here again.
Essa bola aí, por exemplo, a esquerda paralela que ele me deu e o ponto que ele me ganhou lá, que porra. Mas se eu jogo as mesmas bolas no meio, ele não consegue dar essa paralela. Ele chega e tum, ele chega e tum. Aí daqui no meio ele bate assim. É grande. Vamos, hein? Vamos bem, hein? Vamos.
As both players make their way back out onto the RAC Arena, much better body language and attitude tonight from Seyboth. Yesterday, it felt like he just wasn't comfortable in the environment, and having had a match on the court, how wonderful it is that even if you've had a loss, you get that chance to come back out and you can feel more at home, more at ease. To a regular tournament, you're on your way to the airport, off to the next week, trying to find confidence.
Love 15.
Some tremendous feel on the volley from the Brazilian player after Hurkacz displayed some to finish the last game as well. Both Thiago and Hubie looking good up in the forecourt.
Good hustle, though, from Hurkacz.
Moves well.
For a big fella, he certainly does. say big fella. He's 196 centimetres. That's 6'6".
Just out of nowhere, though, he misses that forehand, doesn't he? He's made 3 errors on it this for no reason, really. He's hit some tough, good shots, but the guys at the pinnacle of the men's game, they don't miss those simple ones very often.
So break point. Saves it with a good serve.
Thiago, 6'1" in the old, a little more normalized.
Would you call that a little below average in
These
this
days,
modern game?
These days,
Yeah,
yes,
it's incredible, isn't it? Explain that to people that watch tennis at home and realise that so many of the best players are 6'4" and above now on the men's side.
Oh, hit it right to him. Got away with it, though.
Team Brazil. Three games all.
Of course, both Federer and Nadal, 6'1", didn't stop them from having all kinds of success. Great to have Rafa back. Starting off in Brisbane against a qualifier, he'll resume his quest for more tennis excellence.
15 love.
Easing his way in with a bit of doubles action before he hits the court with singles.
Who's he playing with? Come on, if you
Well, I
got
know he's
Anyone he wants, Jim.
30 love.
Sending Todd down the wormhole of the new ATP website, which is a real chore, I must tell you. There's some glitches in that system they need to work out. Holy mackerel, is it a mess. Wish I had a camera in the booth right now to see the exasperation on Todd's face, so everyone could share what I'm enjoying right now as he tries to navigate this new website from the ATP. Who's he got, Todd?
Oh, give me a moment.
Ooh, that ball was in the middle of the box. Yeah, that was an errant call. That's a first serve.
Well, there we go. I found it for you. He's playing with Mark Lopez. They've obviously got a wild card, but Olympic
Mark Lopez
medalist.
is coming out of retirement.
He is indeed.
How about that?
And they'll be taking on an all-Aussie team, the former Wimbledon champion Max Purcell and Jordan Thompson.
30-15.
Okay.
That'll bring the crowds in, I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Tough man to lob as we talk about how tall he is. It's going to be something special to get it over the catcher's head.
I think it makes a little bit of a difference when one player's had a match under his belt already yesterday and you're starting afresh. He'll be definitely not at his best yet.
It's a bit like a qualifier that's come through the weekend before into the main draw, Fitzy. Always dangerous, but that serve is very dangerous indeed. That's a third ace, and it's a holder serve, and Hurkacz leads 4-3 in the first.
Against the 3. Watch, please.
Three good starts at the end.
And what are you going to do about that? We're on the line. So, too good on that. You know, too good on that. Just keep building, keep working. Make sure that, you know, you reset and you're ready to go for the next point. Take your time and get ready to go. We've got new balls here, so things are going to be humming.
Pelos backs. Seu back quando ele jogar pelo teu back, joga rápido de novo.
Interesting to watch the two different ends in the player zones. Hubert Hurkacz, gee, he's calm and just cool. It's all going okay. And Craig Boyton just saying, make sure you reset. But he seems to be in a pretty much of a cruise mode, Jim. Comfortable.
Yeah, it seems like his heartbeat rate is a lot lower than most players. Thiago certainly seems to be a lot more keyed up, a lot more amped up, a lot more energy emanating from his conversations with his team.
That's where he plays his best tennis, when he can stay in the left half of his court there, protect the backhand and use the forehand. Not like the man sitting on my right here used to be able to do. When he gets there, danger. Big Polish contingent in tonight, trying to get behind Hurkacz.
One of the comments that Craig Boyton was making to his charge, Hubert Hurkacz, on the change of ends was, new balls are coming up, so be ready for them to be flying. Humming was the word he used. Things are going to be humming, and that serve certainly did. 207K for Thiago.
There's another one. Seals a game. One of the best service games of the match for Thiago. And this is good performance from him after dropping his opening service game. Once again, that's a little flat-footed, isn't it? He's not on top of the point. He's reacting, and the reactions are slow when it comes back hard and deep at him. A bad tactic to go hard deep through the centre at the moment if you're Brazilian.
Net for service.
There's the frustration you'll feel, though, if you end up get your slight chance and bang's taken away from you without really anything to do with you. There's a half a chance at 115, but it was snuffed out rather quickly. And Hurkacz has Team Poland in the lead. 5-4, first set.
Yeah, playing at the backhand where I wanted to.
Okay. While these balls are fresh right here, what do you think? How do you want to play this game? I mean, obviously he's serving well. I mean, I'd say just stay quick to the return, and then when the balls are quick, you can overpower under his forehand, and then what you can do is get him, spread him out, and get him on the run. And he's not quick moving forward, but if he's getting a couple forehands in a row, you're going to have to neutralize that. Okay.
If I can like really flat for the middle and then spread the court,
Yeah,
that'd be good to get something there.
Exactly. Because I mean, he's not. The way he's in his forehand, he's going to hit 5 or 6 like that, and that's where the shot tolerance comes. So, but it's just the balls are zipping through, so just quick.
Slice is also not bad, I think. But
I mean, if you can get if he's not giving you, if he gives you a ball that you can get that, if he's nuking it and getting it through, the slice is going to be more for the defense. But if you feel it and see it, give it a walk.
Time.
Sempre joga, hein?
Beautiful evening in Perth at the RAC Arena. Dusk with a wonderful light at the moment before we get into darkness here. Just on 7:30, sunset at around about 7:27 or something, it said today officially. But a big game coming up now for Seyboth, who he is serving to stay in this first set at 4-5. Whoa. Interesting tactic.
Almost looked like Thiago thought that the prior forehand was out. It landed on the line, and he kind of hit the moon ball and didn't really get back into position. And Hurkacz kind of lurched at that forehand and missed it by a mile. Thiago's just going to do a little housekeeping here.
Gee, that is the faintest of moisture on the court there, by the way. Nearly nothing, but
you don't want
something.
to slip. You don't want to slip on it, though. That is at the speed these players are moving these days, Fitzy, quite a bit quicker than us. And the way they slide around, you don't want to have even the slightest bit of moisture that your foot touches out there, because that could cause some real problems. It's not the way you want to start your season.
I think that was almost line to line to line in that rally.
30-15.
Some wonderful accuracy. The court line, take a look at this. Just inside, pushes him off, and then that one was on the line. 15.
Serve, but great precision from Thiago Seyboth. Huge.
5 games
Levels
on.
it at 5 apiece in a match that Team Brazil does need to extend this tie. Because Swiatek dispatching of Haddad Maia quickly and ruthlessly in the opening match. There's Iga back on the bench. Surprised to see herself up on the big screen. Dropped the hammer on that one, Todd.
What a good return too. Got it back quick, which is always going to come back quick when it's served over 200 at you, but getting it through the center deep is a pretty good tactic here. Watch this. Blocks it, controls it, and then the footwork not quick enough from Hurkacz to get the ball into a strong position. He's under a little bit of pressure here. Second serve, love 15, 5-all.
He's an interesting character, isn't he? He seems to have so much going through that mind of his. Comes from a bit of a left field at times, it seems. He's hit this baseline about 5 times in the last 2 games, has Hurkacz.
13-15. You want to see it? Team Brazil requesting the replay in the left baseline.
Well, I'm not sure he really had the right at that particular junction there. That was a bit late to be asked for
very
the
late.
replay.
Yeah.
That's just consuming time and and also taking the rhythm out of his opponent, which has to be a little tactical, surely.
Hubie's heart rate went up 2 notches there. Just below resting still.
Heck of a second serve.
14-15.
Watch where this kicks up, but way above shoulder, jamming with the backhand, gets a short reply. It's a weapon in itself. Whoa. That one at 2-12, end of the body, and it's a holder serve for Hurkacz. 6-5, first set, Poland lead.
Team Poland lead 6 games to 5.
Keep listening in here.
Tudo igual, velho. Tudo igual. Tá super bem. Ficar atento só naquilo. Né? Abrir bola se desnecessário, a gente não precisa.
Eu abri agora?
No 15-0, né? 0 pro qual?
À esquerda.
Sim. Joga essa bola central, sim. Não, às vezes a gente diminuiu duas, 3 bolas e botou um pro lado lá, um pro lado pra cá, mas não precisa. Joga profunda, joga central. Tá ganhando dele. O esforço que ele está te ganhando é quando ele crava o saque a 210, senão quando você joga o jogo, você está ganhando dele. Não precisa você estar tirando pro lado se não está na tua feição. Joga o jogo.
You want to play to win the point, and if he happens to give it to you, so be it. All right, buddy. Here we go. Get to work.
Fighting.
Yeah. Come on, fight reset.
So he's already saved himself once serving to keep himself in the set. Thiago Seyboth, but he's going to have to do it again here for Team Brazil. 5-6.
A change of ends. Craig Boyton, Hurkacz's coach, was encouraging Hubie to take it to Seyboth in this game. Try and take it away from him.
Perfect.
And that is exactly what he wanted to see in that opening point. Thiago's had a lot of success spotting that serve out wide and then backing it up with a big forehand. Nice 1-2 combination.
Well done. Good hustle to get up to the drop shot. Bit of shake of the head from Hurkacz too, because he was in prime position to win that point.
15.
He really probably should have come forward off the drop shot and held net position. There wouldn't be many places for the Brazilian to go.
He sort of indicated there too that maybe at the last second he should have thrown the lob up. I think his opponent was awfully close.
Periol.
That's a great effort from Seyboth there, because he had a great forehand. How about the arm length of Hurkacz to get the slice back in and get it back in deep again to reset the point. But this forehand drew the error in the end. That one there. It's a game point to take it to a tie break. And he does.
Brazil. 6 games on tie break.
Se der o tempo, joga pouquinho mais, não precisa.
6-0, Team Poland.
Another beautiful serve. Finds its mark, and 2 quick points. Keeps things on serve.
Team
Com as
Brazil.
pernas firmes nessa devolução, tá? Entra firme com as pernas na devolução. Antecipa um pouquinho o split, entra firme com as pernas. Vamos, convicto aí, velho. Vamos, hein?
Well, his levels are a couple of levels above yesterday, I'd say, Todd.
Yes, definitely.
And he's maintained it for a longer period of time. So he's.
Team
I
Brazil.
think that match yesterday has helped him, even though he lost it. But his standard is definitely higher.
Well, he's getting the ball
Considerably.
Yeah, we just saw a picture there of that forehand, Fitzy, and he's getting the ball more in the strike zone, in between the hip and shoulder. Yesterday, a lot of balls were getting heavy above the shoulder with the forehand and keeping him off balance. And the flat ball that you mentioned from Hurkacz is a little more favourable for the Brazilian tonight. Oh, that's a bonus.
Well, now it's interesting, isn't it?
Team Brazil.
Tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Perth time. Novak Djokovic takes center stage, the best tiebreak player probably of all time in men's tennis. And he thinks he's the best of all time, and that's another category. That's something that's been more of a challenge for Hurkacz, who is under 500 in tiebreaks in his career.
Surprising, isn't it?
He's given 2 points away here with some loose play. And this tiebreak is moving quickly towards Team Brazil. 5-1 as they switch sides.
Team Brazil.
Por hein? Por hein? Esse ponto agora, hein? Esse ponto. Isso aí. Essa postura aí, hein? Essa postura, tranquilo. Vou dar mais esse ponto.
Tranquilo, I know that word. That's what John Fitzgerald is down there courtside, just tranquil, relaxed. Well, Hurkacz won't be right now with the scoreline.
You speak Portuguese as well as French, Jim?
Barely speak English, Fitz.
Form of English, yeah.
Barely speak English. But tranquilo, certainly understand that one. You need to be feeling that way right now if you are on Team Brazil. Feeling a lot better about yourselves at this stage. Down 2-love in the opening set. Didn't look like they'd be in this position, but here they are on the cusp of a 1-set lead in this second match of the night. It's a must-have match.
Thank you, Bobo.
One of the mini breaks back for Hurkacz.
I think one thing that Thiago could really improve is the way he defends off his forehand wings. He's not quite positive enough sometimes with trying to get some depth. I know they were two difficult balls and a lot of power coming from the other end, but he sometimes chips it just in the middle of the court with nothing on it.
What a huge serve out wide. Nothing we can do.
5-4.
Got his racket on it, but it was too big with pace and cutting away.
It's good response from Hurkacz from 1-5 down now. Tightens it to 5-4. Still a mini break in hand, but a lot different feeling right now.
Surely he's got to be looking Hurkacz for the serve out wide to the backhand. It's been the go-to one from the Brazilian so far throughout this set. He was on the return comfortably, got himself in the point, and an unforced error brings up 2 set points. And he faces off with the forehand winner. And a nice comeback from a down at early break for Seyboth of Brazil. And Team Brazil take the opening set in 59 minutes, 7 points to 4 in the tiebreak.
Na bolsa de roupa. Tem mais toalha aí? Quer que eu pegue? Não precisa, não precisa, não precisa.
And here is the first set summary as we take a look at the stats, and some good first serve percentages from the Brazilian, 76% first serve in. Unforced errors even at the bottom, and in the end really not much separating them except a couple of key errors there from the Polish player in that tie break. So a bit of work to do for Hurkacz to get himself back into this match. Poland won the first one with Iga Świątek a little earlier. For those of you that are just joining us here at the RAC Arena in Perth, 59-minute first set won by Thiago Seyboth of Brazil over the highly fancied Hubert Hurkacz of Poland. Hurkacz had the early breaker serve, broke to go up to love, dropped immediately his serve, and then it was on serve all the way through to the tiebreak. But then the Brazilian quickly off to a 5-1 lead in the tiebreak and managed to secure it 7 points to 4.
He's had a top 10 win once before in his career, and it was a famous one. First round of Roland Garros, took out Daniil Medvedev in 2023, and trying to get his second big win over Hubert Hurkacz and keep Team Brazil in this tie after Świątek's quick and ruthless victory over Haddad Maia in the opening singles.
The ones on the yeah. Here we go. Yeah, come on.
So here we are, start of the second set. Okay, Jim, expectations here of Hurkacz after dropping that first set. Obviously, he's not going to go away, but does he try to bring some more energy? Is he tactically going to do something different? He was pretty chilled throughout there, as if he was going to, that set would eventually fall in his favour. Now he's got a lot of work to do.
What he and his coach Craig Boyton were talking about towards the end of the set about trying to be a little bit more offensive and opportunistic in the neutral rallies, take it to Seyboth. I think we'll see more of that. You know, Hurkacz typically holds serve among the best on tour, so keep doing his thing, keep holding serve. Was broken just the one time in the opening set. Some early pressure here at 15:30. He is a counterpuncher by nature once he gets into rallies, is Hurkacz. For someone with his size, he doesn't hit the ball very hard. He's in fact one of the slowest hitters of ground strokes in the top 50 in men's tennis. But that combination of not missing very often on a good day, and a lot of free points on his serve, keeps him in the top 10 for the last 3 seasons.
Here's an early couple of chances.
Yeah, you're inside my head too, Todd. I was thinking just the same. Yesterday he dropped off. He lost the first set yesterday and then just almost disappeared in the second set. He lost his consistency, and that's the difference, isn't it? The best tennis from a player of this level is good enough, but how long can he maintain it for? And after winning the first set here, this is not a good look. He needs to try and hold here desperately.
Yeah, there's the early break. Came in on the wrong ball in the end. Not sure what happened there. I think he might have lost the vibration dampener out of his racket during the rally. Not sure where it's gone on the court.
Yeah, the ball boy's got it, Todd, down the other end. There it goes. I think it flew on that forehand.
And that was the approach shot that was the wrong one to come in on.
It was, Todd. That tactically it was wrong. Cross court to the players running forehand, you're asking for trouble.
He's still looking for that vibration dampener, it would appear, or maybe he just has it now. But what happens when you lose a vibration dampener out of your racket is your racket, the strings become more alive, and a lot more power comes to the strings, but a lot less control as well. So perhaps the volley was a little bit deeper than he anticipated because he didn't have the dampener in there to take away the vibration and dull the strings enough to hit the touch.
Or was he looking for a hindrance call, as if you had lost a ball out of your pocket for that one time and looking for a replay, perhaps?
Oh, you are such a conspiracy theorist. You always think the worst of people, Todd. I don't know what it is about you.
Important dig on that volley, wasn't it?
40-15.
Fourth ace of the match. And like he was able to do in the opening set, Hurkacz consolidates the break in set number 2.
So if you're just joining us and don't know much about Hubert Hurkacz's opponent, you know probably plenty about Hubie. He's been in the top 10 the last 3 seasons at the year end. This time last year, Thiago Seyboth, huge. He was ranked about 480 in the world, playing in the qualifying of minor league tournaments, not even the main draws were on direct entry, but worked his way inside the top 100. A tremendous season in the minor leagues, winning 4 titles down there, some success at tour level, including a first-round win over Medvedev at Roland Garros. And he has an uncanny resemblance with his serve and his forehand to Roger Federer's shot production. Almost a carbon copy. The way he bounces the ball, the way his back foot starts up close to his front foot and then drifts back just before he goes into his motion. It's all a Federer homage. Just the backhand's different with the two-hander, but the slice backhand looks like Federer's. It's clear to me anyway that what he told the ATP in his bio, that Nadal is his favorite player and then his favorite book is Rafa. That's all pretty tongue-in-cheek because he uses a Wilson racket just like Federer did. And even the way he walks around the court looks like he studied Roger. But he's a young fella. Just 22 years of age. And now ranked 79 in the world. 23, excuse me.
Exceptional effort.
He likes a bit of drama, doesn't he? you know, Jim, you may not see this at all, but I'm sitting here thinking of a former Australian player called Andrew Illy, and I think he walks a little bit like him. He struts around at times a bit like him, and he used to love drama, Andrew Illy.
Hold serve this time though, but after taking the first set, it's Poland lead 2-1 in set number 2.
Put down the light more. What's that? Yeah, the light more. Okay. Look, great adjustment on the first serve. Roll it up. There we go. Now, remember, if you want to go body on second, you got to go like hard cutter. Yeah. But at the beginning of the match, when you're going kick and you're getting close to the tee and out wide, he was struggling with it. That one right here is like you go kick body. That's the one that we're reading. Yeah. Okay. So just be mindful of that one.
All right.
No, nie wiem, nie tym lepiej. Nie, bardzo,
The United Cup 2024 edition as we head into New Year's Eve here in Perth tomorrow evening, and with the world number one Novak Djokovic making his first appearance for the new season. The women's world number one Iga Swiatek got her fresh start underway with a straight sets victory against Adaj Maya here a little earlier, and has given Team Poland a 1-love lead in this tie. Spain played against Brazil yesterday, with the Spanish team winning the mixed doubles. Singles were tied at 1 apiece, so they have a victory to the name in this group. It is Group A as Hurkacz shows new ball, serving with the break 2-1.
La 15.
Hurkacz, another solid season on tour in 2023. Big title was in Shanghai, the Masters 1000. Also won in Marseille, a smaller indoor event earlier in the season. At the majors, not quite up to snuff though. 2 fourth-round appearances, one in Australia where he lost to Sebastian Korda. And the other at Wimbledon where Novak took him out in the 4th round. But for someone in the top 10, you're be looking to go deeper, semi-final or so. Goals for this year, no doubt, for Hurkacz, but on his way within this match, beginning it back to level. Up a break earlier in the 2nd set.
221. Not his fastest of the night. That's 223. 138 miles per hour is the equivalent of 223 kilometers. He's got the Richard Gasquet habit of wanting the same ball back that he's won the previous point with. Chases it around the court.
Very low.
Here he goes, he's after it again. That one works, he says. Why change the ball?
You know, at times, Hurkacz, for a big man, has some amazing touch.
15.
I mean, the control on that was quite incredible.
He has the best touch of all the big men, I think, Fitzy. He is a trick shot specialist, too. He can hit front-facing tweeners, sidewinder shots. He's amazing. He doesn't showcase his personality too often with the motion on the court. It's more the shot making with the finesse. You know, this is not the kind of guy that you would expect drives an orange McLaren, but he does.
Does he really?
And how does he fit his frame inside of that?
Had to be specially made.
He pushed that seat way back. He must open the window on the back of the car.
He's got to deal with McLaren, and you often see him in places like Indian Wells in California and Miami, pulling up with the one that they let him use for the tournament.
Well, in his time off, he was at some F1, wasn't he, just recently?
Yeah, as a guest of the McLaren team. So you just never know.
Team Brazil hang on, but they're down a break after having held the opening set. 3-2 Team Poland.
Olha só, tudo bem. Você tem que ter uma postura boa entre os pontos, só isso. Se tiver uma postura boa entre os pontos, o resto você vai corrigir. É isso aí. Dá pra fazer tudo na quadra igual você vai ganhar um jogo. Agora o que não dá é pra gente, o cara olhar pra você e falar, não, eu vou pegar ele. Ele não pode ver nada, você não vai mostrar nada pra ele. Isso aí, cara, ótima atitude, né? Sem pressa.
Well, some of the colourful pictures of this evening's men's singles match here in Perth. Very big Polish contingent have made their way into the RAC arena here. Didn't realise it was such a big contingent in Perth, but they have come out to support their former homeland. Brazil with their fans too, but not quite as many. Not as much to cheer about so far this evening. There they are, the Polish fans out in force with the red and white, having a good time. Why wouldn't they be? They got a 1-love lead in this tie. Iga Świątek getting them off to the perfect start with her first match of the season. Been out on court an hour and almost 20 minutes now. As Hubert Hurkacz collects the balls and gets ready to serve with the break here in the second set at 3-2. There's the win predictor, Jim. Was 90% chance at the beginning of the match for Hurkacz. Still with an 83, which is interesting, even though he's down a set.
Net for sets.
And this is just where you can tell he hasn't played a match for a number of weeks. There's just this inconsistency off the ground, some cheap unforced errors, just really just taking the pressure off his opponent, keeping his opponent with a lot of hope in this match.
Net for service.
Well, so far, I think he's maintained better than his first match yesterday in terms of his level. He dropped off a little bit for one game, didn't he? But I think to give him credit, he's still competing hard here and staying with his big opponent in with a chance in the second set.
That's a pretty quick hold of serve though for Hurkacz.
It's all about perspective and expectation. Hurkacz, he expects to win this match. It's important for him to get his season started in a positive manner. He's the top 10 player with the pressure and all of that. This time last year, Thiago Seyboth couldn't even get into the qualifying of the Australian Open. He wasn't ranked high enough to even make the trek down here. He was playing challengers in Argentina and Brazil. He'd play challengers all the way up to basically Roland Garros. Literally did not play a tour event until Roland Garros. Got his ranking high enough to get into the qualies at Roland Garros by winning tons and tons of matches at the minor league level, where in total he won about $30,000 in prize money for the first half of the year before he qualified and made it to the third round in Roland Garros, which was worth about $165,000 US dollars. Boom. And then, more importantly, the ranking points kicked in, and then the opportunity kicked in. And then his ranking was up around 150 in the world after Roland Garros, and now he finds himself in a land of opportunity and upside. And he's in the big leagues now. And this is a big opportunity. He's up a set. I don't agree with the win predictor, by the way. Win predictor says this is basically a trunk slam or a slam dunk win for Hurkacz. Up a break, down a set. I think it's far closer than that. I do think Hurkacz is the favorite, but it's not, what was it, 80%?
83 it was.
Yeah, and I wouldn't agree with that, but you know, the people that make those numbers know a lot more about statistics and probability than I ever will. So I wouldn't argue with my money against them, but it certainly feels like this match could go the other way.
But this is where Seyboth really needs to keep his level. Even though he's down the break, you can't let it slip away from you, lose another service game here. This set goes quickly. Momentum then for him, it would seem, the matches that I've called with him and watched him play, it can get away from him quickly. He can switch off. That's what happened in the opening match here against Davidovich Fokina. So he must try to really hang here. Keep the scoreline as tight as possible within this set and stay as even as he can if it goes to a third, if he doesn't get that break back. But lashing out at cheap forehands and making errors won't do that.
Yeah, this could be 6-2 very quickly, can't it? Seems like it's closer than maybe it is right now. I think the shot selection at 15 all hurt him badly. It was just too low in percentage.
Well, that last point too, Fitzy, was tactically how you should play almost every point against the man on screen. Running out to that forehand, he gets very flat on it, low trajectory, low percentage, and that last error brings up 2 break points for the double break. And there it is. So this set, you could say home and hose for Hurkacz, but he's got to serve it out. We'll see whether he can do that. After the break, 5-2, Team Poland.
Team Poland leads 5 games to 2.
Super, Bobby, super.
Keep fighting, come on.
Thanks.
Well, been travelling around Western Australia to some of the wonderful sites, and there are so many. It's such a big state. And this is Broome, 2,000 kilometres, it is, Jim, north of Perth. And there you can see some amazing sunsets at Cable Beach. There's some dinosaur footprints there on the coastline, but I've been there. It is magnificent, lovely little restaurants, a great way to sit back and relax. Known for its pearl diving, and pearl industry. A great mix of Australian heritage and culture in that part of this land.
I know. On the line, and now I'm like, well, this far, like, I mean, you just got to cervic T, I'm going body.
Well, you just got to keep working. You know, I mean, it's not like just hone it in.
Yeah,
you know?
just keep building.
Yeah. But the thing is also, though, what you're doing great, though, is you're defending your second serve by before you're placing it. And you know, some of the times, like, the guys are going to rather have your first serve. If they get it, they get on it. Your second serve. Come on, here we go. Come on, fight. Come on.
Jim, Craig Boynton is he's an interesting character, isn't he? Great fellow, we all know that. But he's tell us, you know, you had a very close relationship with him for a while, and he seems so relaxed there for Hubert.
He is exactly what you're hearing. That's how he always has coached. Started coaching with me back in the 90s. Has been coaching top players really ever since.
That was last century, you know.
I do know that. Craig's coached mostly American players like Marty Fish and John Isner, among many others, but he and Hurkacz hooked up a few years back when Hubie started training in Saddlebrook in Tampa, Florida, where a lot of players train, and he needed someone on the road with him.
Oh, how's that for feel? Yeah, that's what you're talking about, Jim. That was very Larry, magnificent. He deadened those strings just beautifully on the first half volley. That was clever. And this was Larry.
Craig Boynton and Hurkacz had a trial run. Their first tournament was Indian Wells. Went all the way to the quarterfinals, and they were off and running. Haven't looked back.
Craig also coached his brother-in-law too, right? Kelly Jones?
Kelly Jones, yeah, that's right.
Played a bit of doubles with Kelly. A couple of good guys there. And as Todd mentioned, it happens fast sometimes with Vilge.
Sure does, Fitzy, and here we are at 2 set points, 32 minutes old this set, and it turned fast, as you say. And a bit too Larry on the high backhand volley, and there is the set to Hurkacz and Team Poland level there in the men's singles at 1 set apiece. Let's take a look at the second set summary. Again, everything is quite close when you look at it. Forehand winners 4 more than for Hubert Hurkacz there. Serving a little bit better, starting to get the percentages up is Hurkacz, and you would expect that. Not as many aces as you might have expected in 2 sets from him, only 5.
Quick work, just 33 minutes, Todd. Here's some of the highlights. Some beautiful shot making here. Great feel from the big man. Look at that redrop. That was spectacular. Not able to get there and handle it in time, and this one got away. High level of serving. Took good care of his second serve, did Hurkacz. You heard Craig Boyton mention the second serve might be more effective than even the first, given how much it's kicking off of the court here in the warm conditions. And he shook off the disappointment of a poorly played tiebreaker in the opening set and ran away with that one. So Craig, who wasn't always as hirsute as he is today, is back giving more information.
So let's commit to how that's going to be our goal here, okay? And then when you had the opportunity to take advantage of it, you did, because you were in that mindset, okay? Great job. Great job.
Absolutely dominating the energy tonight. I don't know what was being. This is it, video. I promise you. Now to this is twisting your hips, twisting your body. It's twisting. The Brazilian fans at the back, you've got a whole family out there twisting.
Well, staying alive, that's what Brazil is trying to do here at the United Cup in Perth, having dropped their opening match to Spain 2-1. Iga Świątek a little too good against Hadaj Meyer to take that first singles, and now Rouge has to try to hang in here. It's one set apiece. Can he keep Brazil in it?
Não, na outra.
Você pode, né? Mas agora tem que ter tranquilidade para jogar os pontos, entendeu? E personalidade para fazer o que você tem que fazer. Só isso. Porra, em algum momento você vai se afobar, você vai perder a mão, beleza. Mas isso tem que servir de aprendizado, de lição para a próxima. Não vou jogar 2, 3 pontos mal jogados no game. Eu joguei um, acabou. O próximo é daqui a 3 games. Intenção correta. É o mais importante. Vai vender cara, ele vai fazer você jogar, ele vai ficar te dando ponto de graça. E agora é a hora que você tem que ter personalidade para jogar esse jogo com ele. Mostrar para ele que você não vai espanar.
Well, the third and final set about to get underway here at the RAC Arena in Perth. It is Group A, Hubert Hurkacz winning that second set, 6-2 in 33 minutes to level this men's singles.
Final set. Team Brazil to serve.
Gee, that was a long break.
It was.
Too long.
Thiago going off to change full outfit, including socks and a new pair of shoes to go with it. Hopefully it's brought a change of momentum for him here. Opening game.
Love 15.
I thought the general approach was that we could quicken our sport up a little bit.
Fitzy, do you need a hug?
Maybe.
15
Yeah, no, I just think it's too long, Jim. I mean,
You're getting a little feisty down there.
yeah, it's. I mean, Hurkacz was cold there. He had to start running from side to side for almost a minute there, waiting. And I just get the feeling, though, that he might have, you know, that second set finishing quickly like that, 6-2 has a big turnaround. Maybe it's just giving him that little bit of extra confidence. He looks to me like in the first few points anyway, he's back to his normality that he hasn't been for most of this match.
He's certainly trying to slow things down here time-wise. I mean, he's had a big break and then only 3 points and a long tail break. And
Hughes comes up a little bit wonky on the back after that long run under the ball. He made the wrong choice, pulling the forehand inside in, giving Hurkacz way too much open court to work with. And looks like he tweaked his back, trying to hustle over there and avoid this situation, which is 2 break points for Team Poland in the opening game of the third.
well timed, wonderful serve. Let's just take a look, Jim, at the issue here as he goes over to get that ball.
Hopefully just a little temporary tweak to the back.
Oh.
This is some forehand. This is a rifle shot. And break point 2 is extinguished with that one.
He came up with a big one on break point, but from Hurkacz's perspective, he played the point perfectly. That was where he wanted to get him and try and draw the error, and he goes straight back there again on that point there to get a third break opportunity.
Still flexing here, Todd, by the way. He looks like he has tweaked something.
The scoreline can often make it hurt a little bit more. Oh, he comes up with it again. Brilliant. That should ease the pain.
Yeah. Human mind is a funny thing, isn't it? Yeah, if you miss one, it hurts a bit more. Well, you've got to hand it to him. He's made 3 of the lowest percentage plays you could make, and he's been good enough to pull them all off.
And if you put yourself in Team Poland's lens for a second, you've got to be thinking, bring it on. See if you can keep that up, because we don't think you can because of what you just mentioned, Fitz, that low percentage aspect.
Yeah, and a good save. That'll improve the spirits. There's no doubt about that. But this is not a sit down. This is actually just a change of ends, and we shouldn't be hanging in the team zone as long as we are.
Well, if you're Hurkacz, what you should be feeling is a slight tinge of disappointment that you didn't get the break of serve there. You had 3 break point chances. But on the other hand, if you're going to spin it positively, you should be feeling awfully good about the fact that Seyboth feels like he has to take so much risk just to stay with you. And that will not stand. That will not hold over the course of a set. If Hurkacz can stay the course, keep playing his style of tennis, and Thiago keeps pressing the accelerator the way he is, eventually that engine's going to explode, and this is going to go the way of Team Poland. You just don't want to let your guard down if you're Hurkacz and panic a little too much about that. This is a stay the course situation for the man in the red shorts.
Oh, he just makes that.
Wow, I reckon that was on the outside edge. I'd like to see that. I think that's what Thiago there was indicating. It caught it by a millimetre or 2.
Yeah, he caught it down in the throat of the racket.
Good lob. Good defensive lob there. There was a flick of the wrist that made that ball go higher and deeper.
Sometimes not easy hitting smashes overheads in the evening in these types of stadiums, because you've got quite bright light. You look up into a black sky, very different perspective to time the ball with.
Todd, you might have been driving a McLaren too if you'd had that serve.
Well, you know what? I was just thinking about smash. I had a good smash, but I often had trouble smashing it at night, and that's why I bring that up. But yeah, it's a little bit different to what I'm driving right now.
Did you ever practice at night?
Yeah, actually. So one of the key things that Mark Woodford and I used to do is we actually practiced in the twilight and the crossover of light. That was very deliberate. There's a big ace to level at 1-all. I mean, you become aware of those situations, and so we didn't warm up, say, if we're playing at night in the daylight. And we made sure there was this sort of that timing was absolutely right, because that seemed to be what worked. You adjusted better by doing that. In our situation, we're often playing the second match in an evening session.
Do you think players drop shot across court like that too much? I would have thought that was down the line, that drop shot, and not allow Thiago to run at that forehand, but he gets away with it.
One thing is, I think a lot of people, that the drop shot should be pushed back down the line to get net position, Fitzy, not cross court and opening up the angles. And now the pressure's piling on again. He served well, though, tonight. 77% of first serves in for the match. That's his 5th ace.
Yeah, that's incredible. I don't have that monitor in front of me, but 77%.
And he's not rolling the ball in either on the first serve. He's going after it. Pulled from pillar to post, from corner to corner. Eventually, Hurkacz wears his man down.
Yeah, took a detour at the end of that point, right through Team Poland's zone there. And he's got a real problem now. More break points on offer for Team Poland. Hurkacz deserved that one big time. He was puppetizing his opponent there. He had him on a string going side to side.
The puppetizer.
Oh, nicely done. Change up with the serve and volley.
Pretty gutsy. He had a wry smile on his face when he ran off the court the previous point. He just sort of was starting to accept, you would think, by that body language that, gee, this guy might be just getting on top of me, but that's a gutsy play.
I think he was fatigued, guys, more than anything. I don't think he had a choice. After that long rally where he was running side to side, I think serve and volley was his bailout play because he was out of energy.
Yeah, good point.
Let's see if he can play an extended point here. If he tries to shorten it again, I'm betting on the latter. It'll be tougher to do now with the second serve, but this is the opportunity now for Hurkacz.
He bails out with a quick drop shot. You're right, Jim. And there is the break for Team Poland. Hurkacz sprints to the team zone. 2-1, third set.
Team Poland leads 2-1.
Okay. Did you hear a word I said? Yep.
Yeah, just stay focused on the process. Stay committed.
Exactly. That's it. And yeah.
And come in.
Do what?
And come in when there's a chance.
Well, I mean, it's an option if you want it. It's there if you want it. So,
Didn't want this time.
that's fine. That's fine. I mean, you having him bleeding through his eyes right now. So.
It's kind of like doing it. It's hitting like kind of like decent shots, but not like super aggressive there. So that's why like
pretty aggressive.
no, but like I needed like one more level to come to the net.
I mean, it's there if you want. Like, you don't need to force it.
Agree to disagree, Craig. Just agree to disagree. This is like watching a married couple.
Time.
Well, it was a fascinating changeover listening to Craig Boynton, the coach of Hubert Hurkacz there. He is such a cruisy character. Takes all sorts, doesn't it? If that were me, I would have, like, just... Everybody goes about things differently, and so does Hubie. Because why would you get stressed when you can come out and hit an ace like that?
Jim, Todd used to have veins in his teeth when he came to the side of the court.
My veins in my teeth. Oh, dear.
I had to cover my shins for that little flick of the racket as he came towards the chair in Davis Cup.
Well, that was your fault for picking it.
He's certainly found his range more now, though. He's loosened up, hasn't he, Hubie? He's finally got on top of his game here.
Third double. Doesn't serve a lot of doubles, but he has so many cheap free points that go his way off serve. Doesn't really need to worry too much about it. He does have a wonderful, heavy second serve.
He's winning about the same amount of points percentage-wise on his second serve as he is behind his massive first serve. That's how good the second is.
Cleans up the game with yet another ace.
Ball change, please. New balls.
3-1, third set, Team Poland. Bit of a, I was going to say it was a grim look on Team Poland, Team Brazil rather, but the Polish team, they just seem comfortable where they're at the moment, don't they? Not getting too excited as the balls get exchanged. Of course, the ball change at 7 and 9. 7 is the first change after the warm-up with the balls. 9 games thereafter.
Net for service.
Calma aqui, hein?
What I really want to see from Seyboth here is to be able to really just hang in there. Just only go, if he goes down, only go down by the 1 break. I think it's really important for him ahead of the rest of this summer and the year. We need to just maintain those levels and intensity. Give yourself a chance to keep competing, to stay in matches. That's got to be a goal for him. Oh. Great pick up on the half volley, and another one of those crafting points from Hurkacz. Lovely.
Thank you. Get the ball.
Tried the body serve with the second serve, didn't quite hit its target, and the long arm of the law extends this game. Big forehand from Hurkacz.
Good return technique there, wasn't it? He had his racket out in front of him, just rotated the shoulders, it allowed him just to then swing straight through the path of the ball. Very nice indeed.
Is Jim up there just loving that, Todd?
I think he is.
Why do you ask, Fitz?
Well, because you told us how much feel he has and the flair he's got more than all these other big players, and you're right. It's always hard to admit when you're right, Jim, but it's basically all the time, I guess.
No, it's twice a day. It's like a broken clock.
Good for you, mate.
A point here for the double break for Hurkacz, and all you would imagine seals the deal of this set match.
Ooh. Better location on that second serve. Short in the box, not a lot of speed on it. And Hurkacz was a little too far out in front on it.
Ponto a ponto aqui. Ó, isso aí, isso aí, isso aí. Ah, mas você, hein?
Del Noor from Egypt is the chair umpire today. He's been pretty lenient on the serve clock. He gives about a good 7-8 seconds before he resets it, which then means that it's well over 30 seconds they're getting between every point. And the break point goes begging. The shot clock should be set when the point is dead, and you might have noticed there it took at least another 5 or 6 seconds. Just extends the match times when that happens. And the problem is, if you have the clock there, the players will use it all.
Seems to be an ongoing discussion, though, doesn't it? We don't want to dwell on it tonight, but it's. But I agree. I mean, he should set it straight away. He just said it then. I mean, the point's been over. He served a cold ace and he waited 6 or 7 seconds. So that's part of the problem for me.
There.
Didn't need to be that good, did it?
Extends the game. Look, I think it's an interesting discussion, guys, and I think it's easy to argue both sides of the debate of whether we should have a serve clock. The data, or data as you call it down here, shows that the serve clock has actually added time to the matches because the players know how much time they have between points, so they're taking a little bit longer working the clock. The simple fact of the matter is, unless you change tennis's scoring system, it really doesn't matter. Without a clock to stop the match like other sports, you could literally play a match to infinity. You could play a single game to infinity with the deuce add situation. So we really can't solve the problem of length of matches simply by having a serve clock. That's just something else to talk about.
Well, he does well to hang on to his serve there. And Hurkacz with this single break. Team Poland 3-2 final set. Hurkacz with a break, 3-2 serving. Poland already with a 1-love lead, thanks to Iga Świątek earlier tonight.
15-love.
The other team in Group A is Spain. Spain defeated Brazil 2-1 in the opening match of the United Cup yesterday. All went down to the mixed doubles. So it's looking at this point like when Spain take on Poland in the next match, the winner of that will obviously win the group, go through to the quarterfinals.
40-love.
City finals here. The two groups playing here in Perth will meet, with the winning team advancing on to the semifinals over in Sydney. Good hold of serve from Hurkacz in 49 seconds.
Well, that's one way to speed things up.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like the way that Thiago reset that point after he ripped the forehand, the high-risk shot that got him back to neutral. He didn't keep going high-risk with each shot that followed. He waited patiently and then struck again with a big backhand. Nicely done.
He's not without some flair himself. He's got some talent, hasn't he?
Put it up.
Well, he needed that. A quick service game for Seyboth and Team Brazil. They still find himself down a break, but hanging in there. 4-3, Team Poland.
Team Poland leads against the 3.
Deu 2,70 por hora. Falei, vou fechar o aberto, nem cheguei.
Wait. Come on.
Two service holds away from a victory for Poland, sealing a 2-love tie win. Hurkacz here. And he's certainly found the rhythm on serve, hasn't he?
Yeah, making more first serves this set than he has in the prior 2 on average.
And it would seem,
pace.
I was going to say, it would seem, Jim, that he's got a little more in the serve too. Dispatches that overhead. What I mean by a little bit more in it, his average first serve speed is very good, 202 kilometres an hour, but his fastest of the night is 223. He's got an extra 20 sitting in there when he needs it, and he doesn't use it all that often. I kind of like the engaged animation still, though, from Thiago here. This is good signs for me. Much better than in the opening match. Kind of went missing in action in the second set against Spain.
21 leads 5 games to 3.
Yeah, and he's putting up a good fight, but it's a tough customer he has on the other side of the net. Hurkacz's second serve is a handful. At the Tour Finals a little over a month ago in Torino, Hurkacz was playing, and so many of the players in that tournament struggled really to find a place to return his serve. It was bouncing up so high. He's got a lot of action on that second serve. It is a handful for sure. He's a handful of points away from locking in victory.
It's the second double of the match for the Brazilian. Served well, as we've spoken about. Pretty good leap on him. Sampras-esque. That's one of his favorites.
Yeah, Pete needed an oxygen mask. He was jumping so high. Didn't quite need that much for Thiago, but pretty good hops overall. Oof. Wasn't the cleanest of hits, but it was a perfect location on the return to extend the game.
It's not a bad wide serve, really. That ball was on the outside edge of the doubles line, but with such a big wingspan. It makes it hard to serve to Hurkacz, doesn't it? You've really got to be perfect if you're going to go into those corners. And so he pulls it back to Juice. Not done yet.
Advantage Team Brazil.
Vamos, 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 vamos.
He's going for the cheap, quick point. Doesn't pay off here. Just a little too cute. Possibly running out of time is Thiago. That forehand error, he's gone for the big one. Misses. Brings up match point for Team Poland.
Thank you, please.
A couple of fans just heading for the exits, interrupting Thiago before that serve. Taking a little bit of a seat on the way. Disappointing for him too, they're Brazilian fans.
Hurkacz is home for Poland, and they get the victory.
6-1, 6-7, 6-2, 6-3.
A good comeback effort for Hurkacz after dropping the opening set in a tie-break. Never really stressed from there on, taking the second and third set 6-2, 6-3 as he goes down to shake the hands of the Brazilian team.
Yep, his new season is now up and running. Tough first set. Thiago played very well, and that one was better than the tiebreaker. And then Hurkacz just slowly but surely worked his way into it. Served better as the match wore on. Forehand stabilized. That was a little bit of a problem in the opening set. And he, in the end, really wasn't too overly stressed out, and he puts Poland in a perfect position today. The tie is complete. There'll still be mixed doubles to come, and that might be significant when all is said and done here as to who advances to the city finals. But perfectly played so far for Poland.
Well, let's throw it down to John Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Todd. Hubie, well done. It was a little slow by your standards at the beginning. You took a little while to warm up there, didn't you?
Well, I mean, Thiago was playing some really good tennis, and then it was difficult out here. You know, first match of the year, it's always tricky. But yeah, I mean, it's so much fun, you know, to play again in front of the fans, and you know, so many Polish people came here to support us. So it's really amazing, and we really feel like we're playing a home game. So we're gonna play some mixed doubles now, and just really excited for my first win.
Lots of fans for the Polish team in Australia. Do you ever get nervous? You seem so relaxed from start to finish. Do you ever have any nerves?
Well, that's good that it looks that way.
I guess that's a no.
No, I mean, obviously you get nervous sometimes. So yeah, I mean, you just gotta try to battle through it. And then I think towards the end, second and third set, I was getting more and more relaxed, and then my game definitely grew.
Back to your usual best. During the off-season, you don't have a lot of time off these days. What did you do? We were told by Craig, your coach, who we know well, is an old friend of ours, that you went to the Polish mountains. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely went to the Polish mountains. We're working out with a few guys, so it was really amazing. And it was, yeah, I mean, since we woke up till 9 p.m. every day, we're doing something, so it was quite busy. And then, yeah, so definitely know that gives me good physical preparation for the whole season.
Well done, mate. And you have a pretty good lady on your team too, huh? Not bad playing with the world #1, is it?
I mean, Iga is just incredible, you know, watching her play from close by, you know, the energy that she brings, and yeah, the positivity, and how she can hit the ball. It's really impressive, and it's, you know, so much fun to be able to share the court with her and then play for Poland.
Okay, mixed doubles, are you coming out again?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, fantastic. We look forward to seeing you. Go and rest, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Hubie.
Thank you.
Well, great for the fans to get another opportunity to see Hubie out on court. I imagine he won't take too long. He looks fairly fresh after what was a 2-hour and 21-minute match. We're talking about going to the mountains and, you know, training hard. A bit of altitude training looks like it's paid off.
Yeah, he certainly was the fresher of the two in that final set. You could see Thiago was starting to huff and puff a little bit after some longer rallies, but that altitude training does pay off when you get back to sea level. Feels like you can keep going, and he will keep going on to the mixed doubles. We'll take one final look at the match statistics. And some good serving numbers from both players. And Hurkacz more effective when he makes his first serve for obvious reasons. It's bigger and hits in some more hard to reach locations. 10 aces from the big man, 13 forehand winners. That's a big number for him. Normally the forehand not quite that strong. So a good opening match, really, all things considered. And for Thiago, 2 losses here, but hopefully he'll take some heart from how well he played in this match and how he put a top 10er to the test in 3 sets.
And the world #1, Iga Świątek, is warming up too. She's coming back out. The fans are going to love that. The Polish team now top seeds here, and they've got a victory in the tie against Brazil. They'll take on Spain to see if they can win their group in a couple of days' time. But we'll take a break, and we'll be back with the mixed doubles at the RAC Arena here in Perth in a few minutes' time.